Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. And so LA Colors has put out tons of new makeup. So I have my receipt. I found all of this at the Family Dollar store. I know that Dollar General does also carry LA Colors, and so does the Dollar Tree, but I have not seen a lot of the newer products there yet. So one thing I did forget to get is a facial primer, but that is okay because I picked this up like 2-3 weeks ago at the Dollar General, and I've been wanting to try this primer. It is by Broadway Colors, and it is a color correcting face primer. It was $5 for this. So they do have new brushes and also beauty blenders. So this is their makeup blending sponge. Pretty good size, says perfect for blending, contouring, and foundation application. It is latex free. So the blending sponge was only $2. So on to the new foundation they have put out, which is the Truly Matte Long Wearing High Pigment Foundation. New container. This feels, it's not glass, it's more of a very thick plastic, but I'm pretty glad they include a pump with this, and you get 1.35 fluid ounces, which is a little over the standard foundation. Did not get powder because the new powder that they have out is pressed powder. I'm not into pressed powder unless I'm touching up through the day. Is about the only time I really like the pressed powder. And the round container of their loose powder is the same that they've always had, and I already know I don't like it, so I did not get that. They did not have a bronzer in my shade. I wish they would have. They were way too dark, but it was very cute packaging, like $2-3. But I did pick up their new blush, which is their Rad Rogue blushes, and this is in Bottlicious color, and it was $3. They had several different types of this color corrector. I chose peach for canceling out my dark circles. These were each $2 a piece, and I got the shade light in the concealer. Not in the LA Color family, but there is large angle brush. It was just so pretty, and it just spoke to me. I liked it. LA Colors also had a few brushes, but this was $2. So their automatic eye pencil, which is called a Browie Wowie. They also have came out with a pomade that includes a brush that looked really nice, but kind of strayed away from pomades and went more towards pencils. These are also $2, and the pomades were also $2. And right there you can kind of see the little angled tip of this. Also picked up, they came out with brow gel, which is also called Browie Wowie Tinted Brow Gel. Thickens and fills brows. I got the shade light. It still looks pretty, dark for shade light. This was also $2. So LA Colors has always had, smaller palettes. Some are okay, some are not. But this one, they had 2 different palettes. This one is called Frisky. It includes a mirror and 2 applicators. This is $5. The last thing I did pick up is they came out with a new lip contour kit, and they had several shades in this. One end is thin for your liner, and the other end is thicker so that you can fill the lip in with it. This is what it looks like, and I got the color Naked. This was $2 as well, and it is supposed to give you dimension for full and plump looking lips, retractable and easy to use. Anytime that you can find a good drugstore brand that works for you, that is inexpensive, that you can splurge and get several things, it is definitely worth it for $30. So I think this is really good. So let's just go ahead and dig into these products. I had to go with the beauty blender. It's a little hard through the middle, it's I wet my actual beauty blender, and there is definitely a difference in the way that they feel. So we're using the Broadway Color Correcting Face Primer for redness, and it comes out pretty green, so I'm hoping this doesn't leave a green tint to my face, because this just looks like I'm playing in Play-Doh. It kind of has that. I did accidentally get it in my brow hair, what brow hair I have, and it has kind of left, which it's not showing up on camera, but it did kind of leave a little bit of a green tint in my eyebrow hair, which I'm not crazy about. Don't like that. It shouldn't be like that. And I still have redness on my face. So this color corrector really didn't work out for me as far as the redness. I'm going to use this Rimmel Stay Matte that is also supposed to cover pores and reduce redness and all that. I don't really notice that it does a whole lot for my pores. It might do just a tad for them, but this definitely covered up that redness way better than the Broadway Color Correcting. Okay, this actually comes out pretty thick, and it does look a lot darker when it comes out, kind of compared to what it is in the bottle. Pretty hard, so I'm just going to dip into this and kind of pat it onto half of my face so that it's doing its job. You just kind of have to be a little easy with your tapping, because if not, you would probably, and it's kind of hard to get in smaller areas like right there and around your nose with this beauty blender, but okay, so I've noticed this foundation you have to work really quickly with. This is not a foundation that you would be able to just kind of, you know, splatter out, you know, put all over your face and go in and blend it out. You're going to have to work in sections, because I can kind of already see where it has dried up in sections, like right here. You can see a difference where I did not, even though I was going pretty quick with it, not seeing like a huge full coverage wear. So I'm going to take the brush now. Oh, the cow, that dispersed. Okay, so when I use the brush, I barely picked up any product at all, and it dispersed a ton of product to my face. This side is looking good, like this is okay. This side is looking like real thick and cakey, and do you see how it's with the brush like grabbing into my lines? Like I just am not. This is what the Conceal It Cover and Correct Concealer looks like. It has the little kind of sponge, so let's just push a little bit of this up, and I'm just going to put the, ooh, it's very peach, in like the inner corner of my eye where my circles are the darkest, and just kind of do it like that. Applicators are very messy, get your lid very, very messy, and we're just going to hope that that does work. So let's kind of blend out this color corrector just a little. This color corrector so far, like it really is you know, it's working just as good so far as the MUA one that I use. So hopefully this is going to be good. So we're going to go in with the Conceal It, Cover, and Correct Concealer in shade Light. And once again, it is in the little squeezy tube where you got to squeeze it up. I don't care for these type of applicators. Oh. Oh, my eyes are burning. Oh, God. So, when I first applied this, my eyes did kind of start burning some, but it's kind of went away. So, it's not really burning now, but it was burning upon application. And the concealer so far, it is blending out good. It's just difficult with this big, huge beauty blender. And I'm thinking this would probably be mostly for just your foundation, I do have to say, but it's just not wanting to stick to my nose, which, like I said, is a quite normal thing for me, but this is just getting worse. This brush works well with blush, bronzer, and highlighters to create definition to your face. So this pretty much is bronzer or blush. Rogue blush in color Bodylicious. This is a really cute color. They had like 4 or 5, I think, to choose from. You open it up, it does have a little mirror and comes with a little brush, which I will not use. I never use these brushes, but it comes with a little brush. I'm going to go in with my favorite blush brush. And this blush doesn't have a lot of kickback at all, so I do like that. It's going to be a pretty color. Hopefully put some life back into my face. So good thing it doesn't have a lot of kickback. Don't know how long this is going to last, but it was $2, and I do, which I'm going to blend this out a little bit, but this is just kind of Bodylicious. It's just one of those colors that if you just want a little more life back into your face and cheeks, it is a nice color. So we're going to go in with the Browie Wowie pencil. It kind of reminds me of one of the Benefit brow pencils, not the Precisely My Brow. I think it's the Give Me Brow. So the tip is interesting, so let's just see how well this feels. Oh, so it does go on very, very smoothly, it feels like. It's not hard. It's not real waxy either. I do have to say I like this Browie Wowie brow pencil a lot. It is a good color. It's not hard and stiff. It's creamy, but it's not too creamy. So I do like this. To go in, we are going to use the Tinted Brow Gel, also called Browie Wowie, and this is in just color Light. We're going to try this out. Oh, so a lot came out on the wand, and for Light, this looks pretty dark for Light. It does have a very tiny little wand. Actually be too dark for me. I should have gotten blonde because I do like to kind of highlight them and lighten them up, but let's just see how this applies. It's pretty much your every normal, average tinted brow gel. It did tint them. Again, this one also has a reddish tint to it, so just be mindful of that because this is light. They did have blonde, but it just kind of looked too blonde, but this is pretty good. I mean, I am loving these two products. These are the two so far that are standing out. Concealer that I purchased. And I'm just going to use this to prime my eye. Put some powder under my eyes just in case we have any fallout from this eyeshadow. And this is a huge step up in my opinion for LA Colors. It has a mirror and 2 applicators, and again this was $5. Okay, the mirror isn't, I don't really think they should have, just by looking at this packaging, this is your mirror. There's my messy vanity, but this mirror, this is the mirror you get. This, I mean, how much can you really see into this to apply your makeup? Let's just kind of, if you had it and you had to use this for on the go and you were in a hurry, you could probably do your eye makeup with it, but other than that, as far as like a full face, there's no way. So it did come with 2 brushes, which I will probably not use either. This is just a very small packing brush. This might actually be good for packing the inner corner, but this brush definitely will not be used. I don't use these little applicator brushes, period, but they did, you know, try to step it up a little bit. They did give you, let's see, you have 2 mattes and the rest are shimmers. So I'm just going to kind of go in with this first color right here. So definitely tons of fallout all over the palette. That is definite. Just barely tapping it and oh my lord. I'm just going to use this as the transition shade. It's not really showing up very well at all. It's like I'm putting on nothing. The only problem with this is these 2 matte shades that you have, they're not going to work for every skin tone. So you're not going to really have, when it comes to transition shades. So I'm going to dip just a little bit into our other matte shade, which is this brownish Wowie one. I'm barely trying to tap, but this is definitely a mess because I just want to build up a little color right here in the crease, and it is working pretty. You can definitely see this color compared to the other one, but the fallout in this palette is unreal. It's just literally speaking to me. It does look really pretty. Let's, ooh, okay, so it feels creamy. So now this is, I feel like you would probably go through this palette pretty quickly just due to how much you're digging out with just barely touching it. Okay, I'm going to mix the gold and this lighter color for my inner corner right here, and then I'm just going to use this white to actually put it on my inner corner. And again, no Fix Plus, and this brush did a very, this is a this is a Beauty 360 brush. You can find these at the Dollar General as well, and you can see this one held the pigment, but the one in the shadow, but the one that it came with, it just disappeared off of it. So those brushes probably aren't that good, so I don't recommend really using the brushes out of this palette. But I definitely recommend either doing with this palette, doing your eyeshadow before your makeup, or definitely setting down powder to catch this excess fallout. Once again, that I just used to highlight my inner corner, and I'm going to highlight my brow bone with it. So now the last thing, and we are done with this video for now until we do our wear test. Last step besides setting spray, because I did not see any setting spray or they were sold out. There was a few like empty racks, It is the Lip Contour Thick Fill-In Tip and Thin Liner Tip. It is dual. I did not notice this when I purchased it, that, you know, this color is a little darker. So I'm going to go in. Here is your thin tip. It does roll out. So the liner is a little dark, and I don't know what is so wet on this. It is just like creamy wet. So the liner is very creamy. It applies very easily. I can tell now that it is starting to dry down. So I'm going to go in and fill in. Oh God, I hope I didn't roll that side up. This side, can you just see the wetness? I don't know what that is, but it's very wet on that side. It's not on this side, but let's fill these babies in. My lips in with this color. This again. That's not very good. It is just completely fallen out. Like, I really didn't have that rolled up like at all. So I'm gonna try. That's not a good sign. It keeps. Okay, this is so, I don't know what's wrong with this. If it's just this one, I mean, I'll be able to get the top because it's not going to fall out. Okay, so this is really creamy, but every time I go to do my bottom lip, like, this is falling out. It was very easy for the top. It is extra. That's on my teeth too. So it got on my teeth where this was falling out. It's okay. I don't think this, I think you can get Essence brand from Ulta that are way better than this. The liner is feathering just a little bit around, see, the liner's feathering a little bit. I mean, it's starting to dry down now. It's just taking a little while. Set my face like I normally would and fan it. I got this at the flea market for like $1.50 many years ago, and it has finally came in handy. It is now 3:57. I have been done with the foundation and concealer since, like, I had to take a break, I had to go pee, do different things, you know. So we're going to clock the concealer and the foundation and primer at 3 p.m. So I'm going to try to wear this until 9 o'clock before washing it off. See how well it goes. I am back for the end of the day checkup. Let me grab my clock. I don't even know what time it is, and I need to be getting in the shower. 10:08. I've had it on about 7-8 hours, and I am starting to get oily, of course. I do have some items that I definitely will be using again, and then I probably have some items that I'm not going to be using, you know. So I'll start off with the Broadway Color Correcting Face Primer. This didn't do anything for me, so that's a definite no. I've never really used their primer before. They do have blush palettes that are really good. Truly Matte Long Wearing High Pigment Foundation. Not long wearing for me at all. There is no makeup, and I did really put this makeup to the test today, because when I got done filming, I went and started cleaning the kitchen, swept the whole house, and we actually went and got a new bed, so we had to get that, bring that to the house, then take the old bed out, put the new bed in, and I did help my daughter rearrange and clean her room today. So today's been a really busy day. So this makeup has been put through heat. It was like 90-some degrees today with like 93% humidity, and I was outside for a little bit. So this did get put to the test today. But as far as this, I do like it because it is, you know, in a pump, and I think this probably, the colors, you know, adjusted to my skin, which I did like. But I'm already getting really oily through my T-zone, and it did separate and crease really bad in my forehead line. I have none on my nose. There is a patch right here that is missing, and a little bit on my chin from what I can see. So this is probably wouldn't be a go-to summer foundation. I mean, maybe in the winter this would be okay for me when I'm not sweating and oily so bad, so I didn't really care for that. The Beauty Blender, I probably actually will use again. I mean, I think this is a really good size to get your face, and then I wouldn't recommend this for, you know, under your eyes because it is so big. It's really hard to work with. The Conceal It Cover and Correct Concealer in Peach. This really didn't do anything for my under eye circles at all. The MUA one works way better, so won't be using this again. The Conceal It Cover and Correct Concealer in Shade Light. This is an okay concealer. It is not a full coverage concealer, but it did not crease under my eyes horribly, so I do have to give it that. It wouldn't be something I'm probably going to use a lot, but that's okay. The blush, definitely, oh my gosh, the Rad Rogue blush in Bodylicious. I'll definitely be using this. The Frisky eyeshadow palette. The brushes were horrible, of course, which normally I don't use the brushes that come with palettes anyway. I just really don't like them that well. A little fading that has went on with the shimmer colors, but other than that, this eyeshadow held up really well, and I will probably definitely be using this again. The brush by NuColor. This brush picks up so much pigment, as you could see earlier, so you just have to be really careful with whatever you use this brush for, whether it's bronzer or blush. Just be really careful because this holds a lot of pigment, but this is a good brush. To the brow product. This really reminded me, the Browie Wowie brow pencil, of one of the Benefit brow pencils, so I really do like it, and this did last really well today, I have to say. Along with the Browie Wowie Tinted Brow Gel, I'll probably actually go back and, for $2 for each of these, I mean, I definitely am going to go back and get blonde in this so I can kind of make the inner part of my brows lighter. But I am still definitely going to use these and include them, maybe not every day, but I definitely like these for $2 a piece. That's a good deal. So onto the LA Lip Contour Duo Tones. So the only issue really with the lip pencil, as you've seen in the earlier video, this fell out and made it really hard to fill in the bottom of my lip because it was wanting to fall out while I was moving. I didn't reapply this. I have drank, I have ate. It is pretty much completely faded off, but it did last a couple of hours and it did look good. Now, is this going to be a favorite or something I'm going to use all the time? Probably not, because I don't really care to reapply. If I'm wearing a lip product, I want it to stay. I don't want to have to reapply at all. So I probably, you know, won't be using this much at all if I do use it again, but it is good, especially if you're on a budget. Like, if you're on a budget, a lot of these items, I mean, they are, you know, yeah, you would definitely have to touch this up through the day. You're going to need to use a really good primer if you're oily, and setting spray, but for the price, these are good for the price, especially if you're not going for like a full coverage look. See you all in my next video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I am doing weekly videos at the moment, and that's probably going to be that for a little while. Give this video a thumbs up if you like, or, you know, whatever, and leave me a comment. I am dying to talk to you all, and I hope you all have a great night, great day, wherever you are, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.